Today I want to introduce you to a new term called dichotomous keys. So if we look at the prefix di, that means two. Dichotomous means two options or two choices. So it means that each time we use a dichotomous key, we are trying to eliminate a choice. Dichotomous keys are used to identify plants or animals or rocks, things in our natural world. And so pretty much everything that's ever been identified has and given a name is located in a dichotomous key. And these books may be 3 or 4 inches big, but they're broken down into specific types of organisms like fungi or protozoans or arachnids, and then we can get into smaller dichotomous keys to find the name. Let's say you were out in the woods and you came across a mushroom that you had never seen before and you thought it was very peculiar. So you brought it back and then you went to a dichotomous key on mushrooms and you started looking through it trying to identify that specific mushroom. You would look at traits like does it have the gills underneath it to release the spores? Is it slimy? What color is it? Does it have a bulb underneath the ground? And then you're going to be looking through the dichotomous key and starting to get it more specific until it eliminates the choices. So let me use this little example here to show you how to do a dichotomous key, and then you're going to have some practice to do these. So let's say that I had these 10 smiley faces and I wanted to make sure I knew what each one of them's genus and species was. So we start off by taking the first one and we go to the first couplet, this one right here, and we look at the organism and we say teeth are visible or teeth are not visible. And so we find that the teeth are visible, so we are going to go to step 2. Step 2, the face has a wide toothy smile. Well, obviously not. Face is not smiling. So we are now going to go to step 3. So then when we go to step 3, we go look in here. Face is visibly crying. Our face is not visibly crying. So this one's face is visibly crying, so its name is Smilus dramaticus. So we would label this one Smilus, and we can just put a S for the genus and then Dramaticus, because all of these are going to have Smilus at the beginning. Dramaticus. Okay, so that one would be its name. Let me show you another one on here. But you would take every one of these and start at the beginning. And no two are going to have the same name. So if you ever come up with two having the same name, you know that something's gone wrong on there. So let's take this guy right here. We always start back at step 1, right here with this couplet. So teeth are visible, teeth are not visible. They are not visible. So we go to step 4. Step 4. Eyes are symmetrical. That means that they're the same size or the same shape on both sides. Eyes are not symmetrical. Well, his eyes are 2 different sizes, so they're not symmetrical. It tells me to go to number 8. So step 8, right here. Face has an eye patch. I look down there. No eye patch. Face does not have an eye patch. Go to step 9. I'm in step 9. One eye is larger than the other. One eye is winking. So we look, its eye is larger than the other. So we're going to call him Smilus mutatus. Okay, so then if we let's take this one right here now. Let me come back and erase all of these so that we don't get all confused with what we've got. All right. So we are going to take this one here. We're going to start at the top. Teeth are visible. Teeth are not visible, so they're not visible. We go to 4. Eyes are symmetrical. That means they're the same. Yes, they are. We go to step 5. Eyes are heart-shaped. Eyes are oval-shaped. So heart-shaped, its name is Smilus valentinus. Okay, so that's how we would label that one. Okay, let me turn the page here. So let's say that you are going to be identifying or coming up with a name for this one. And we know that it was similar to the others that we saw on the page before. So we would say this one was in the genus of Smilus. But this one here is different from those. So we know that if we name them, sometimes we name them according to the traits that they have, the characteristics. So what would be an idea for one that we could name this one? Smilus, maybe alienus or something like that. Maybe that would be a name we could give to him. Okay, so we're going to go to the next one. Now, today you're going to be given some dichotomous keys to practice with in class. And so I'd like for you to note, this is the first one that I would like for you to do, and it's about identifying some different insects. If you'll note on your paper, there is one thing that I've added right into this one because they didn't leave a second one. This is 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, and they forgot 3B. So I've added one in there for you, and so that you can follow along. So let me just kind of go through things and tell you about what the parts mean. So it's talking about wings. Obviously, you know what wings are. So if they're transparent, that means we can see through them. Transparent is see-through. So like this one would be transparent. If we looked over at a beetle, for example, this wing right here on the outside, you think of those black beetles or brown beetles that you see, or June bugs, that's a beetle, and they don't have transparent see-through wings on the outside, but they might have a transparent wing right here. That one, it would be transparent. Then we're going to go look at some other things about a tail. There's tails. These are the tails. These are the tails right there. Let's see. Head almost as wide as a body. So here, this one has a very tiny head. The head is very tiny. But when we look at this one right here, that head is almost as wide as the body, it looks like to me. Big wide head. Let me see if there's anything else that I need to help you with. Hind legs enlarged for jumping, so very long legs for hopping or jumping. Front wings partly leathery, tip transparent, leathery and transparent. So leathery would not be where it would be see-through. Okay, so let's go to the next one, just so I can review things that you might need to know. So on the butterfly dichotomous key, there's a key over here on this side that gives us the different patterns that we might see on the wings of butterflies, so that you're able to identify them. Use that. Then don't forget to start always at number 1. And then I'd like for you to put the name of each butterfly underneath it. Put the name of it right underneath. Okay. And this last one is about salamanders. And if you will please start with number 1. And you're going to be looking for hind limbs are absent or hind limbs are present. So you have down here, you have a couple of them that don't have hind limbs. Like this one doesn't have a hind limb. So that might be one that you can identify right off. But this one here, hind limbs are present, and then you go where it says to number 2, go to 2. The gills are these little things that are hanging out on the sides, right here on the sides. That's gills. All right. Let me see if there's, okay, and then we've got spots on them. So it's going to ask you about the size of the spots on their back, and if they're in a line or if they are just all over the body. Also notice this right here. This is the size, 7 centimeters. So that's going to be an animal that's about 3.5 inches long. All right. So use your dichotomous keys to solve these 3 dichotomous key activities, and then you'll be done with that.